Nearly 10 months after Malaysian Airlines flight MH17 went down over East Ukraine, the Netherlands says that it believes that the very last remains of the crash victims have been removed from the site of the tragedy. The majority of the passengers on the plane were Dutch. The aircraft was making its way from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, when it is believed to have been struck by a surface-to-air missile fired by Russian-backed militants. At a ceremony over the weekend in the Ukrainian city of Kharkiv, wooden coffins were loaded onto a Dutch airplane for repatriation.
Today, 7 coffins with the remains of people will be transferred back to the Netherlands. All the human remains will be identified and returned to their families.
The mission to recover the wreckage of MH17 and the remains of crash victims was halted several times because of fierce fighting around the site where the airliner went down. The area lies within territory controlled by militants backed by the Kremlin, who have been conducting an armed insurgency against Ukrainian forces for more than a year. The downing of MH17, with its large number of foreign nationals on board, prompted an international outcry and led to the EU and the US increasing sanctions against Russia. In total, 298 people lost their lives in the tragedy. Dutch investigators say that 2 passengers still need to be identified, but that by and large their task has been fulfilled.
We believe that the rescue mission now is completed. Well, that will not mean that we will not be able to find new material in the future. But everything that could be found within the possibilities that we have has been found and has been transported back to the Netherlands.
After MH17 was shot down, the Kremlin denied that Russia had supplied militant forces with the missile which allegedly struck the plane. Russian officials said instead that it had been shot down by the Ukrainian military. Last month, a Dutch journalist from broadcaster RTL published results of expert forensic analysis he had commissioned on a number of fragments from the crash site. He found that at least 3 of the fragments were linked to a surface-to-air missile.